Hello, shining ones. Magus here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. So today, I'm up in the library. It's snowing outside. I got my warm cup of hot cocoa, and I just needed comfort. I don't know why some days you need a big hug. And for me, this little orange book is my big hug. It makes me think of like when I was a kid and my mom would make me tomato soup with grilled cheese and I'd dip it in it and it just made everything okay. This is that comfort food for me. And I don't know what it is today, but I need comfort. So I got my hot cocoa, I got my books, and I thought we'd read from Asha 5 and Asha 12 and Asha 13. Those are my favorite. Do you know what else I'm thinking about? I'm thinking of comfort. I'm thinking like comfort blankets. I started to think about like comfort animals. Have you seen them? Like they got the orange vest on them. This is like a little orange vest on it, and I carry it with me all the time. It is my security blanket. It healed me when I had OCD so bad, and it's brought so many others peace and joy and so much more. And so I wish I could get words out. I want to share it with you. If you're not familiar with it, you can pick it up at Amazon. It's $3.83. And it's everything to me. And I know many of you also, I'm also seeing my orange hat on. I guess I could be your comfort animal too. So if you got your book, go to Asha 5. It says, believe only the highest truth, and you enter Asha. Asha is heaven on earth. It's the very spirit of God. It's the perfect creator's perfect idea. It's the highest truth. It's the thing that runs out the lie and illusion. Do you realize what's real is Asha, the perfect creator's perfect idea? It's available right now, and we step into it by frequency. And you can do it as quick as you can by learning to attune yourself. Zoroaster always said, I am attuning myself to Mazda. You go inside to that divine spark and you listen for that song of love and peace, joy and goodness, and you find it and you hold it, and pretty soon you begin to sing it. And that song, that word in the words, that vibration, it opens up Asha right before your eyes. And many of you that have been here for a while, you know what I'm talking about, right? You thought you were never going to get better. The world was never going to get better. And now you live in a beautiful world and life because of this little orange book and these words. It says, as the wise Lord is perfect, so his idea of creation is perfect. This is called Asha truth, right? What else could come from a perfect creator's perfect mind, perfect thoughts, perfect creation? That's just the baseline. And then he made it where there's an ever-expanding good. So you just start out with baseline good, the love without the hate, the peace without the war, right? And then you build and grow from that ever-expanding. This idea of truth is the very spirit of God. This brings me comfort. You want a big comfort hug? Think about the true world is God's spirit, and you're in it, and it's in you. You're one with this. You are in God, and God is in you. That's very comforting. It is much more than not making a false statement. It is the true vision of God's ideal existence. And this is one of my favorite parts. It is the real above all real. Sometimes you might be running on old programs, maybe programs and ideas and stories given to you, and you're creating that world out of that. And it seems very real, but there's a real above all real. That's the perfect creator's perfect idea that we call Asha. And that's the truth. And when you learn to hold that truth, the lie just goes away, guys. It's creation in perfect order and harmony, where nothing occurs at the expense or harm of another. Flip over to Asha 12. If you're enjoying this, would you go to the comments and say Asha Is? I love you guys. Asha 12 says, there's nothing for me outside. If you're brand new to this, I'll show you what it looks like inside here. So there'll be a statement and then a teaching. It's inspired by the 2,600-year-old Magi text. There is nothing for me outside. I've spent too long looking outside of myself, looking for meaning, purpose, affirmation, approval, love, truth, happiness, and even God, just to find myself still searching. So what do? I quiet all the many thoughts and the ideas and the stories that were given to me. I set them down and I go inside, and there I find all the things I was looking for. You go inside to that divine spark. The Savior's inside of you. The truth is inside of you. That frequency that if you attune yourself to, will answer all your prayers. Then I realized there is no separation from my good, my God. We are one. All the truth and happiness I've been looking for, it's here right now, spread out before me, but now I have eyes to see it. Then you realize I am that heaven that you're living in and seeing. It's because you are that. It started in you, and then it's outside of you, right? As within, so without. And now that I know this, and again, when this was written, to know, it meant to be intimate with union, one. A man would know his wife, right? A husband would know his wife when they got married, and they'd become one flesh. To know you, because I be this. I be this Asha. I be this God good. And now it is Asha Is. Turn the page to Magus's all-time favorite, Asha 13. Good is good and bad is bad. All the suffering in the world is because people just don't know that simple formula. They've been given an idea about a God that doesn't look very good, and they've taken that God, that spirit, that energy, that idea, that information, that frequency into them, right? They accepted that God, and so now they look just like their God. They can love and hate, be at peace and war, get angry, jealous, hate war, kill men, women, and children. Just not the highest frequency. And that's why this original religion that Asha 13 talks about, the original word, the original religion, God was just good, the highest principle of good. Zoroaster means pure starlight, undefiled, undiluted, unmixed, right? Our God is just good. He doesn't move down a continuum. If you make him, if you're not acting right, you can't make him angry, right? He doesn't move down the continuum from happy, blissful, joyful to now you messed up, so now I'm angry. Now I'm punishing. Now I'm sending sickness. I used to be a healer, but now I'm sending sickness and disease, right? I used to be creating life, and now I'm destroying life. Not the true God, not the original religion, the original God. God means the highest principle of good. That's what we're talking about here, not one of those other gods. The original word of the good religion is that all good comes from the Creator and that no evil comes from him. And from this original word is your spiritual world made straight, and the material world comes into order, right? This is what we've been talking about. What happens in here is going to happen out there. The change you see in here is a change you're going to see out there. So you got to know, you got to be that highest principle of God good. You got to believe and know only Asha. Goes on to say the original word of false religion is that evil comes from the Creator. And in this false idea is all the evil that creatures suffer. Are you ready to stop the suffering? My friends, let's restore God's image to all good, unmixed, undefiled, unpolluted, and diluted, back to just good. And then take that spirit, that frequency, that vibration into us and hold it and be it, that union. And as you restore His image, it restores your image, your vibration, and then it restores the world back to the perfect Creator's perfect idea, the only thing that could come from His perfect mind, Asha. And all the Magi said, Asha is, and I love you.